Hello and welcome to Woodbury. This is my old Minecraft Xbox One edition city. I spent 3 years building it. I'm going to just really quickly tour through it today, go over everything I've built, partially for my own sake because I haven't loaded the world up in about 2.5 years, but also partially just because I wanted to get a video out today and I've been doing a Minecraft beta series. Thought, this sort of all makes sense. I'm not going to do it in order. I actually have uploaded a series years ago and it was current where I uploaded updates. I'm not going to do it in order of that. I'm literally just going to show things as I come across them. And I thought it'd be nice to start down at the beach area. The city's obviously unfinished, but this is just where I left it all those years ago. So just starting from here, we've got the nice old beach. The city is built in the air, as you can see there. So I couldn't be bothered to build an actual like a lake with water in, so I just sort of came all the way down to the beach. It's interesting. Like the roads, they're very interesting from here. But yeah, you just got a little what's the thing you were called? Not merry-go-round. What wheel? What, uh, what are these things called again? A Ferris wheel. A Ferris wheel. I built a Ferris wheel back here. It took me a second there. Nice little fishing dock and the hugest boat ever. I wanted to delete this boat when I built it because it was so big, but it just became a consistent stay. But yeah, the beach is pretty simple. We got a little fun fair. Nice hooker duck. Yeah, nothing real interesting. The biggest thing about this world that I enjoy is I incorporated sort of rivers and incorporating rivers and sort of like natural elements as well as just building. I'd always built my past cities on super flat worlds, so it was nice to actually incorporate stuff like this. And you can tell it's an old build because all the sugarcane are 3 blocks high. I should have used some string on top of them. So I'm sure as we get throughout the world, we'll come across that. The snow is just because it's rained and this must be a snowy biome. Anyway, actually, before we cover anything else, let me just go and cover the airport. Get this out of the way. The airport was the very last thing I ever built on the city. It took me bloody ages because I had to put all this land down. It was going to be farmland in the end. That's the plan. I never got to it. But here's the airport. I didn't actually build any planes. I just built the actual building and the runways. This was the plan. But but yeah, I was going to build this hangar. I was going to do 3 of them. I was going to do a fire station down here, some mini planes and helicopters. It was going to be awesome. It's just this was like the last thing I did. It's just when you're building a world, sometimes you just fall out of love with it, and I don't know. I'd spent my time on this world, so this was the airport plan. To be fair, I've been thinking I might end up coming back onto the world at some point and building. It's just it takes so long, and it's like, do I have the want to carry on building? Here is the sign for the world, sort of like the Hollywood Hills. The world is called Woodbury. You'll see it spelt with an E here and a U in other places. Full honesty, I don't know which way it is. I think I renamed it off of The Walking Dead, but my grandparents actually live on a street called Woodbury Avenue, which I never knew. I only realised years after naming the city. I won't go over everything in too much detail, just a brief look at everything. Got a nice custom tree. These are all the plans. Big lighthouse. I'm going to do some sort of restaurant here. I don't even want to show off these 2 houses because I hate them. You got these 2 houses. I genuinely despise them. All I wanted to do was to build them like the ones off of GTA, where they hang over the cliff. So I did that, but I just absolutely failed to build a cool thing on top of it. And I just could never be bothered to get rid of them. Couple, like, nice space down here. This is I'll have the date on it. Was it 2019, 2020? I wanted the Copper Golem to win. My man should have won. My man didn't win, so I built him a little statue. 2021, sorry. But yeah, so when they lost the mob vote, I put the Copper Golem in my world to signify it forever. But yeah, as you can see, just layers like this. I never ended up doing this with any of my cities. Incorporating little bits of water. This actually comes from the water, like, distillery, which is cool. Just some big houses. These were all inspired off of, like, real world houses, which is quite cool. This was my original plan to make an old school wooden train cart. What's it? An old school wooden train track. I was going to build this and like bend it around that way. I'd played Red Dead 2 at the time, so with certain things like this, you'll think, what is that doing here? It's just because I played a game at the time, and Red Dead was the game I played, so I really wanted to build like a cowboy thing. I never got to the end of it, obviously, just because Oh my days! Look how much detail there is on all this. It took so long. But I was going to build an old school train. It's the river that falls down the cliff. But yeah, it's just nice. This is actually James Charles's house, or maybe at the time. I don't know if he still lives here. I don't know why. Genuinely, I don't have a clue why I built James Charles's house. I just did. Yeah, just some random buildings. A big thing I wanted to incorporate as well was greenery. So including trees and plants and everything in residential areas. That was always a big thing. Just a random skyscraper. There's nothing really important going on here. As I said before, this is the water distillery. It's meant to just be like the water purifier for the city. It, I quite like it, to be fair. It's meant to be like an old school water factory. I think it looks nice. This is the freeway. It's just you can imagine this sort of stuff takes forever to build. Oh, I'm running off the what's it called? The cartoon? No, the plastic. I'm playing with the plastic texture pack on as well. I don't know why. I just ended up building it on this. This is quite funny. This was my edition. Wait, no, it wasn't. Is it around here? No, it's somewhere. It must have been that. Yeah, this was my edition of a truck, like just what I thought a water truck would look like, and then this was one that I stole off of Instagram. It just looks so much better, so much better. Yeah, that's the water distillery. It's quite nice. Sat next to the water distillery is MT Autos, just a little automobile shop. You can sort of buy cars, whatever, as you do, as you do. Uh, I do have cars dotted around certain parts of the city, but not really anywhere. Just because there's certain things with building a city that I agree and disagree with. Like, I think building a city with cars is great. It's just I don't like building cars. I can't, you've seen my rendition of a car, so the only way I build them is by using the designs off of like Instagram and whatnot. And to be fair, this is my design. I like this one. Um, it's just not fun to me. It's just boring to put them in. It's the same with like street posts. I don't have any lampposts or any like lights over cities just because who cares? Like it's just too much effort to put them in. Like no one actually cares. It's just the sort of back end. I wanted to incorporate like a cool split bridge design. That's why it's an auto shot. It's the bridge that takes you out of the city. This is like the hard edge of the city. I just didn't want to build past this point, so I literally cut the end of the bridge off. Um, but yeah, we'll go into the skyscraper bit. I'm actually really proud of the skyscrapers because I've never really built them. Even though I've built cities, I've never built proper skyscrapers. And every design here, bar this one, I came up with by myself. This one I took from I think it was real life. It might have been from a Minecraft post, but I want to say it was real life. But everything else was all my design, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I watched Friends at the time. That's why I wanted to build like a sort of New York style building. So I did that, and I think it came out quite nice. It also sits above the freeway, like where the motorway, whatever freeway, where it goes underneath, which is quite nice. But the bank is by far my favorite. It just the sides are a bit boring, but it's just the bank logo and how it's on the corner. You'll see as well. I don't really add much decoration on the sides of my cities, like on the floor. I have a bus stop here or there, or a couple benches. I've always just built how I want to build, so it's not really had that sort of the sort of boring stuff like traffic lights and everything. I don't care. Very interesting road design though. I'm actually quite impressed with that. I don't know if it actually makes sense. So you're coming that. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It looks nice though, because in some places I do the white line, some places I do the yellow straight line. Incorporate some red. It looks good. I do like it. Let's look at the front side of these skyscrapers from here. Yeah, just really nice. Sort of unique style. This one was by far the most like outgoing, with the color scheme and the plants and everything. And it looked really out of place until I added this little top roof, this glass bit. Because if you can just imagine it not being there, it just looked weird. But adding it in, it really brought it all together. This was my boring skyscraper. I think every city needs a boring skyscraper, so this is it. I sort of tried to do it kind of like the World Trade Centers, or whatever it was. Tried to do it like the World Trade Center, but it's obviously not tall enough. But I think it's nice. That's my old gamer tag. So it's forever embedded in the city. I said earlier the airport was the last thing I built. That was somewhat of a lie, because these three buildings here were the very, very last things I ever built. Um, I wanted the skyscraper district to get higher and higher as we got further in. So as you can see, it makes like a nice sort of thingy. And these were the last 3 skyscrapers I ever built. I put the river in. I love this river design with the brick and the sandstone. I think it's amazing, and it's all fully lit up. I was really happy with the river and every bridge. I'm not gonna lie, I think I did well with every bridge in this world. Like I cook when it comes to bridges. Yeah, the last thing I was gonna add was a little crane in this four-way intersection sort of place, so it looks like it's building this one. Yeah, you've got the world's largest Airbnb, and then you've got this one, which looks pretty normal, pretty boring. But I thought I'd add my own little spin on it, like make it unique from this side, and I put a tree in there. And I don't know if it looks good. I was thinking sort of like Times Square, how they have that corner with all the TVs. I wanted something kind of like that. That's what I did there. Yeah, so this is the skyscraper district. I was really happy with the way it turned out in the end. And I know if I continued building on it, it would look amazing. I had plans over here to do like a black and white skyscraper with a sky bridge. I was thinking about maybe doing something across the bridge, like a sky bridge up there. I don't know. But you also just have a McDonald's. I don't really build interiors much on this world, but I thought I'd do one for this. You can see why I don't build interiors, because I'm terrible at them. This is the kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen isn't too bad. I will show the interiors, the ones I remember have interiors. But as I say, I don't normally build any interior, just because I don't know. It's just not. The whole point of this world was I was just doing what was fun to me. Like I wouldn't build these buildings all next to each other after a day. I'd just dart around. If I wanted to build a house one day, I'd do that. What did that say? R. I don't know what R stands for. I'll put the hard R on the side of the building. This is the actual spawn for the world, so if anyone ever joins, this is where they spawn in. It's a nice little welcome sign. I watched these. I built these after watching a Grian video. I thought it was quite cool the way you had all these buildings. It reminds me of Bob's Burgers a lot, which was cool. But you just have the botanical gardens here. Real nice, just sort of area. I was going to build the same houses over here with the bunting. I just literally never got around to doing it. This is the museum. Pretty small, to be fair. I should have made a bigger one looking back. But this just has like a bunch of my old Minecraft memories playing with my friends. I also built this, which was cool. It's like a step-by-step going through Minecraft. I think that's pretty fucking cool. Next to the sort of behind all these buildings, you have the park. I was gonna do a national park, so I built this area, and I didn't build up anything over there for probably like a year after I built this caravan little park area, because I was gonna originally plan to do all this area as the Greenland, but plans changed. These two are the most boring builds here. You have a very empty market with no soul or personality. I literally just needed to fill the space. I actually never got around to decorating it nice though. And this is the most boring building in the entire world. You won't find, even on other Minecraft worlds, you won't find a building as boring as this. But again, it looks quite nice from up top. I should have added some aircon units. It looks quite nice. And it was somewhat, this was sort of my 1960s English approach to building the city. I wasn't necessarily building it because I'd watched a show or whatnot. I was just building it to build it. I was in the golden era of expansion. Went off a bit of a rant there. This was the original. This garden here was the first thing I ever built. I built this garden. I just finished watching Hunger Games at the time, so this was going to be called City 12. So I built this garden. I thought this is nice. I built these, which is again off of a Green video, these side-by-side houses. And I built this, which was originally the hospital. But I ended up not making it the hospital. And then from there, I just carried on building extra stuff. Fire stations, some random shops. But these were the original skyscrapers. So you can see they're not very tall at all. So compared, it doesn't really blend in. It doesn't make any sense, but just ignore that, who cares. So these were the original skyscrapers, but I ended up expanding and making bigger ones. Yeah, you got some clothing shops here. Skeleton Clothing, that's my own brand. Again, the interiors are just, they're never good, I can't lie. I didn't even finish this one. Never get your hopes up for any interior. They're all terrible. Okay. I'm instantly going to take that back. This is like, I think the only interior I'm genuinely happy with. This is 99.9 FM. This is the local radio station. And I sort of forgot that it was a radio station when I was building the interior. But you have the sort of lobby waiting area with the desk, receptionist. And this is where things kind of went south. I just turned it into like a podcast, like newsroom. You have a camera. Like it's a radio station. Why do I have a camera? That's 99.fm. Just a boring, bland skyscraper that should realistically be over there, but it's not. Covered all that, covered all that. This was going to be the police station, but it just doesn't look like a police station. This bridge, not happy with this bridge at all. This is the only bridge that I look at and I think, ooh, what was I thinking? Not very nice at all. And this leads to what was originally, I was going to build the SCP facility. So it was going to have like the cool grates down there, the watchtowers, all the fences. It was going to be like my own SCP. I was going to do an interior. It was going to be awesome. Like, but I just never got around to doing it. I was going to do like big vats of acid back here, just different like SCP stuff. And I was going to do like a whole underneath like facility. It was at the time I was playing the SCP like multiplayer game, Secret Lab. That's what it's called. So, but I never got around to doing it. That's that. This is the moving now. Yeah, no, we'll finish doing this. We'll move on. This is sort of the industrial area. I'll come back to this though, because this is all pretty early stuff. What I'm in now. If you go back to the actual videos, which I would recommend, it shows like how the city built up over time. You can see when I was showing all these buildings off, there was literally nothing else in the world. But this is going back to like episode 1, this sort of area. Yeah, you just got some nice sort of office buildings, nice view by the river, dock, a boat. This bridge, I was so happy with this bridge. I'd never built a bridge like out of anything other than wood really at this point. So building this red one, oh, it was so great. I was so happy with it. It's pretty normal, basic, small skyscrapers. Oh yeah, shit. This is Big Ben. I built Big Ben. I don't know why. It's not very impressive. This is what I'm saying. It was always manageable, the builds. I never built anything way too big that was completely unmanageable. I always wanted to build within my own capacity. So this is just a sort of... I could do a really big, awesome rendition of Big Ben, but I just needed to put him in... I wanted to put him in here, on the corner, buy all the new stuff. That's what I did. I built Big Ben. He's here. I'll show this if I missed this over. This is Mama Dita's, is this one? Oh no, this is the farm shop. We'll ignore that. No one cares about the farm shop. This is the 2 Italian restaurants I've got in the world. We've got Mama Sita's Pizzeria and Mama Dita's. I don't know. I thought I'd do like a backstory where they're brothers who opened shop next to each other. Mama Sita was always the more loved brother. He had the nicer restaurant. He had all the nice stuff in here. Look at how beautiful it is. Whereas Mama Dita, sort of like he got the family owned Italian. He didn't get any money from it. So this is his sort of shop here. But this is a failed monorail expansion. I was going to do a monorail around the city, but it just sort of blocked the view. It looks cool from underneath. I think I'd been to Chicago, and they had a really cool like railroad, monorail, whatever system around. So I wanted to build it, but when I actually got to doing it, it just became a hassle. But I thought I'd keep it in. Crossing the river, we've got the sort of... Again, this is very old stuff, so it's mad that I never finished it. Just some sort of like hotels, apartments by the river. I had room for one more, I never got done. This is the other side. I won't go too much into detail. They are nice, but they're sort of just GCA buildings that are just there. They've never had anything to do with, they're in no missions. There's no interior. They're just there. So that's very much these builds. Unlike the bowling alley, I definitely got inspiration for this one. But I do like this building. It's got an interior. It's got actual bowling lanes. It's got like carnival, funfair games. I do like this one. It is quite fun. Nice little parkade behind. Play center. It's good. This is the industrial zone. I'll go over this really quick because there's not too much to it. It was sort of like I was starting to build this at the end. But nice little crane, cargo ship. I was gonna do the Titanic here actually. Like obviously a smaller version of the Titanic, but I was gonna do that here. I never got around to doing it. But that would have been really cool. Like a nice little cartoonish one. These are all meant to be containments, like shipment containments. I think they look like shipment containments. I think it looks really cool. But I can definitely see how it could just look like a weird snake. But yeah, these are... I wonder if I actually built all the way through. Why would I even do that? Like, literally, why would I do that? Oh god, I don't know. Oh, I don't know which is which. There we go. Yeah, so this was going to be like the industrial area, big factories. I only got one factory done, and it was this one here. This is the. I guess this is another water distillery. I don't know why there's another. Maybe it's not actually. Maybe it's just to fill space. But you got a water tower, nice build, big bloody. Maybe it's a nuclear plant. I don't know. But a nice little factory here. The mall. There's a good. Okay. This is a little gas station. Nothing to it. Literally, I'm not even going to go over to it. It's a petrol station. But the mall. This is cool. I always wanted to build a mall, but I always built too big. So sticking with the theme of keeping everything within scale, I actually built a full mall with an interior. I'll walk around this. I'm really proud of this building. First thing when you walk in, you got the Google shop. So they're selling phones and laptops. These are all meant to be. Maybe a Google Nest. So that's the Google shop. And this is the whole like food hall, the chow hall. You got a McDonald's, a Macca's. Nice little tree that takes you up to the upstairs seating. As well as that, you've got a KFC. This is meant to be, but it could just be anything. Maybe a what's that burger place called? Five Guys. It could be a Five Guys. You never know. But yeah, just a nice little indoor seating area. This is a tanning shop. And I'm going to be fully honest, I didn't build the interior for some of these. I built this with my friend. So he built the tanning shop interior, and he did an amazing job. The colours are great. The tanning beds are just like, well, that's just so cool, man. He did a really good job at building that. This is the toy store. Obviously, there's no toys to sell, so it's just sort of heads. You know, actually, I'm going to build on this world. It needs a painting in here. I know it's off-center, but that'll have to do, because I actually quite like that. That's a nice painting. Anyway, this is the toy store. I won't fly, actually, there's no need. Oh, look, they're painting. It's just the atmosphere. I feel like it's a real mall, and I use the whole fact that it's in the air. This is the only time I use this to my advantage. It was to do this, like, cool floor, and it's got the skylight. It's nice. You got the sports shop, the DIY shop, they sell chainsaws and stuff. I thought this was quite unique. This is a donut, like, counter, like a stall. I thought these all looked like donuts. Like, maybe this is like a jelly donut. But yeah, so you got the donuts here. This was going to be the gardening center, but I never got to doing it. So technically, it's not finished, but it pretty much is. These are all the buildings. But if we go up the escalators, you've got the second floor. You've got like a magic card shop, a music store, bookstore, little supermarket. I think it had something to do with the fact that we played Dead Rising 2 around this time. I don't know. You got a mystery. Ooh, what could be back there? I can't show that on camera. It's like a serial killer. There's a few of these around the map. It's this like pig that me and my friend have, like that we invented. Porky. Oh, go on and I'll show you. There's a few of these scattered around the place. It's just like Porky's the serial killer and he's killing people. So that was the whole. this was the whole bit here. But yeah, just some toilets. Did that old mirror trick where you just build on the other side so it looks like it's a mirror. Oh, what a sick design that is. There's a button. Oh yeah, I'm gonna use that. I forgot about that. It's some basic shops, but that's the mall, and I was really happy with it because it's a full mall. Like it feels like it's done, which was awesome at the time. So I was more than happy with the mall. What else then? We've still got the residential area. Oh, and the stadium. I'll definitely go with the stadium. This is the. Honestly, I'm going to be completely honest. I just built this one day before my class. I was going to go to college, and I was just messing around building the floor. And I just had this idea to build like a pirate ship that was floating in the air. So I built this. So genuine. There's almost an interior. Genuinely, I don't know why. I just wanted to build like something, and they're dropping bombs on the supermarket. This is a supermarket, and I was at the time I was going to build an interior to every single build. That was my plan. Then I did the supermarket, and I realized I'm not doing this because it's just terrible. It's just too big to build an interior. Like there's nothing you can like even pretend. Like so, this is the supermarket with the crappiest interior ever. We'll go to the stadium. The stadium's quite interesting. These are some stalls, nothing too impressive, just some baked cake, Okay, very unique names. Flower. I didn't even. Very unique names. You have the chunky statue. It was 3 instead of 2, so it's just a bit chunky. That's the statue. And these the stadium's over here, which is across the river. So to get to the stadium, you have to cross the river. And the whole like sort of backstory is there's no way to walk here. You're gonna be breaking the law. You're gonna be jaywalking or whatever. So you have to pay a bus service to get over there. So you've got all these different buses that are all going to the station, and they all charge like stupid amounts. Even though it's literally like a 20-second journey, they all charge stupid amounts because people have to pay. So anyway, that's the stadium. This is sort of just a car park. There's nothing really important going on. The stadium's nice. I never got to building the full interior, but the actual stadium bit itself, I did get fairly done. I really wanted to, because I don't watch too much football, but I wanted to do the entrance, the players' entrance, the box. Oh, I actually did do the box. I wanted the players' entrance, a big scoreboard, a TV up one of the corners, some flags dotted around the edges. I had plans to redo the stadium, but this is what I have, and it is quite nice. I was going to stripe the lawn as well. Overall, it's okay. That it's completely like terrible from the back. That's why it's covered in trees. I was going to do this whole place covered in trees. But it's nice, you know what I mean? For a stadium, it gets the job done. It looks like a stadium. This is the plane. I didn't go over the plane, did I? I guess I went over the pirate ship. I'll go over the plane. This is the plane. I don't know why it's so low. I just wanted it to be close. Let's have a look inside. Oh, yes. It's definitely... Is that TNT? Did I put... Oh, no. What was I planning? Looks like I might have been planning something when I built this. Oh, dear. What's going to be back here? Okay, it's just a bunch of TNT. Great. Awesome. So I was going to cause a feckin' act of terrorism on my own Minecraft world, so that's great. I went through like a phase of like probably 2 years in total where I just was super into aviation. No clue why. I just was like quite into aviation and planes and everything to do with them, so I guess that's why I built this. It's nice though. I like the effects with the cobwebs. To be honest, I might have been better at building back here because I just had cool ideas. So the last real area to cover is the residential, and I did map out the whole area. You'll see in a second, but we do. There are just some small houses like this, and I did build interiors to some of these. So let's have a wee look. The interiors are crap, and basically I wanted to save. To be fair, this interior is not doing too bad with what I was working with, because I didn't want to use many paintings or item frames because there's a limit on Xbox One Edition. So I didn't want to use too much. Oh, that's smart. Putting the coal in the ground so it looks like stone. So I didn't want to use too many item frames or anything. So I just had to make do with the sort of blocks I had. But I think it looks okay. It is very strange, the layout, but yeah, it gets the job done. Next door to this guy's blue house, I don't even have to fly. We've got the wooden house. I wanted to build a whole house inspired from like survival Minecraft wooden blocks and whatnot. So this is the wooden house. Again, it's not. I actually quite like the interior. I used the whole like balcony idea here, which was quite nice. Got the kitchen, and the whole point was like everything was made out of wood. Okay, I never did the garage, but you can see you've got to make up the space with like leaves and stuff, which is very strange. But overall, I think it does an okay job. Obviously, if it was PC and I could use unlimited items and pictures, and I could even mod the game, it would definitely look a bit better. But I don't have any of that, which is why partially I really like Xbox One Edition, because it makes you use your like creativity a lot more. Nice little steakhouse with a monster truck outside. This greenhouse has an interior, yes. It's not a very good one. The whole thing is this house is really small, so I tried to build like a tiny interior, which was just really tough. It was really quite difficult, but you know, I got it done. There's definitely interior. Yeah, let me go over these. These were going to be the mansions. Basically, this is the sort of scale of house I actually enjoy building. I like building houses this big because it's just you can add more detail, you can make it more impressive, you can add a huge like front garden, like a lawn. This is the scale you want to build at, in my opinion, and to do interiors. But the issue is once you've got like two of them done, for me personally, I don't want to build a house again for like another year. So when I build smaller houses, I can get more of them done. So I thought I'd add in just like a sort of mansion district. I was going to build 4 or 5 big ass mansions. This was the first one. It's actually got no detail. I never finished it because I wasn't happy with the end result. Oh, maybe I did finish it. You can see when I cover anything in trees though, you ever see a building covered in trees, it's because it's not very good. It looks too simple. But this was the first one. The second one, let's have a look at this. Oh, I like this road with the palm trees down it. That's a nice design. Second one, I like that. That is quite nice actually. The roof there could use some recoloring. It's all kind of blended in. Yeah, that's nice. My friend built the back garden to this. It's got a little barbecue. Nice little private river. Yeah, it's just it's nice. And this was the third one that I never got done. This looks like it would have been the best one though. Full honesty, I love this. It's so cool. I'd imagine I stole this from an actual like house. I highly doubt I came up with this. But yeah, look how just awesome it looks with the vines climbing. My house actually has vines climbing up it like that by the front door. So that was cool. In fact, yeah, it's incorporated in this one too. That's probably from my own house. But yeah, it's really nice. Stripe the lawn. It would have come together to look really cool. And this would have been another edge to the world. So I was getting close to the point of just finishing. Because I wanted to have a full world, surround it in trees, and sort of have just like an end product. But I never got to finishing it. I laid out where all the houses were going to be for the world. So this was going to be the corner. The stadium was going to be the other corner. Well, technically the skyscraper district. The airport was going to be a corner. The beach was that corner. So it was just going to be this last industrial zone. And that would have been the whole world done. I was going to leave it. Yeah, so let's just look at these houses really briefly. Because, to be honest, they're just a bit, like, they're just kind of, they're cool to look at for a second. So yeah, they're nice. They're just sort of small. This one's quite cool. This is the world's biggest gingerbread house. I thought it looked like a gingerbread house because it was ridiculously small. Orange one, I despise this. I always have. But to be honest, I used it as inspiration. So whenever I was building something and I thought, oh, let's just sack it off. Let's just build it smaller. Let's just give up. I'd genuinely come and look at this and just be like, you're gonna have to break 2 houses now. So that was that was the motivation. Yeah, so it was. I loved mapping out stuff like how these little pathways would come along, the bridges. These are all going to be just houses and whatnot. So we were going to do a war zone, me and my friend, and we're going to do like mutant pigs as the enemy, and we're going to build houses and put tanks in them and blow them up and stuff. I never got to doing that. So yeah, you can see this was going to be one of the corners here. But so let's look over the houses I did build. This was the sort of only neighborhood that got finished. I genuinely, it's so amazing. I don't remember building this at all. I can tell it's me and my build, but I genuinely cannot remember building that. Very unique block colors. This house is nice. Way too big though. Does not need to be that big. It's actually inspired Stranger Things episode, like with it. What I'm gonna do is, I think when I get fed up of doing like beta Minecraft, or I get fed up of doing another video, or when I just bring myself to doing it, I'll show off some of my old worlds because they are really cool. I built a Stranger Things world with old like 1980s or whatever house designs and cars and whatnot, and it looks really nice. It's just a lot smaller. This is by far my biggest world, so I'll go along and do another video showing off all my old cities before this. This is a nice house. To be honest, they're all just sort of bog standard. Does that have an interior? Oh, it does. I don't remember the interior. Yeah, so just taking a look. Oh, look at this. Nice little cactus in the middle. Some garages at the end. Let's have a look in this house then. I don't remember building this interior. It's because it's crap, that's why. Oh, wow, yeah, it's not ideal. To be fair, when you're building when you're doing interiors for houses this small, it sort of is just difficult, and you want to add like shape to them. So I did do the best with what I had. Like if I was to build an interior for those mansions, it would be significantly easier because they are big. That house is horrific. Yeah, I don't like that. This one's okay. It's not too bad. Then this just leads us back to where you get the coach for the arena and whatnot. So to be honest, I've gone over pretty much. Oh! No, I've got one more thing. Let me show this. I was going to build a whole reincarnation of Kino der Toten. I was going to build the whole thing. Like, I was going to build the outside. I wanted to get the interior done first, because it was like a unique style of building. Build back to front, so build inside and then outside. But I was going to build the whole of Kino der Toten. So this was it. This is with the spawner room. See, this is the teleporter. You go through there to the actual theater. Yeah, it actually came out quite well, the starting room. Certain bits, like I can already tell from here, this needs to be lowered. Like this little portion here. But I think you can tell it's Kino der Toten. Like, I feel like it's apparent what it is. But yeah, it is nice, and it does actually look like it, I think. You got the doors up here, the window. See, there should actually be stairs up there, but, you know, I have to be realistic. So, I bought the door. This will be where you see the cinema. So the whole theater house would be in there. You have where the box is, the toilets. I actually built the toilets, which look at this. Boom. I didn't know what the stalls would look like because you can't actually go in. But I built that. Yeah. So this was the room with, what was it? Mule kick or stamina? It's mule kick in here. So yeah, you got all that. It's just there's a sandbags. I'm pretty sure. I was just gonna build the whole entire. It would have been absolutely huge though. If you can tell, this is the first room. The actual theater room would have probably gone back way beyond where this line is. So this was genuinely the final thing I built. So this is cool. I actually might come back to do this. As I say, I might end up building in the city again. It's just, it takes so much time. When I was building this over the years and whatnot, I'd go through periods where I only played Minecraft. And, you know, I'd play with my friend at the weekends together. But for the majority of the week, I'd just be playing this by myself. And I don't know. It's just, I don't think that's any way to live your life. Back then, it's what I used to do. But now, I don't know. I just don't think that's sort of a priority. I might come back to doing little bits and bobs here and there, because it is quite cool. If I wanted to build just a mansion one day, just pop one in there. But yeah, I don't know. I can't say for certain I'll come back. Yeah, so I hope you did enjoy. This has been the whole city. As I say, I will do another video exploring some of my old cities that are a bit smaller, and you can see how I sort of took inspiration off of them. But yeah, so this was sort of, I'm not going to say 3 years of progress, because I would have taken like 6 months breaks in between and whatnot. But this really is like the biggest and most impressive city I did ever build. And I think it has come across quite nicely. It's very sustainable. The builds aren't insanely good, but they're all good enough. And when you put them together, it makes a nice scene. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy seeing all of the work and seeing what, went into it. And if you are building a city now, good luck. I wish you the best. It does take a while, but, when you can fly around everything you've built and think, yeah, literally everything you see that I'm looking at right now, I placed. Because the floor is so high above. That's so awesome to say that and think that. So if you are building, good luck. Keep it up. And I hope I inspired you a little bit. But yeah, so if you want to watch that other video where I'm going to go over all the old cities, stay tuned. I will do that fairly shortly. And it'll be good. It'll be good. So hope you enjoy, and take care.
I'm on the move, can't stop me if you try. Coasting on now, baby, it's just me, myself, and I. Cause I'm on the move, every step is by design. It's only up from here till the moment I die.
I've been on the move, I never saw myself ever coming so far. Taking small steps, I was trying to find my groove. Yeah, I know that I was off to a really slow start, but now I'm running. Never looking back and going towards where the sun is. Even if it blinds me, I find peace inside. Keep my eyes on the prize till I'm holding it above me.